I really hope that that recording message doesn't actually show up in the recording. I am going to just hang on a couple of minutes just to confirm with my team on my computer that the live is working and that we are showing up. Helps if I'm in the right group on my phone while I check this. So hi everyone, Bianca from my workspace. This says I'm live, so yep, looks like it's working. So happy days. Hi everyone. It's a Wednesday, which means it's time for another Facebook Live Q&A on the things that are most important to South African VAs. So today what I wanted to talk about is one of the things that I found really important, well, so important that I actually ended up naming my packages after that, and that is the know, like, and trust factor, and how you go about building that sort of thing into your business. So a lot of what it comes down to is consistency and finding ways for you to be consistent in various aspects of your business. So one of those aspects is branding, and branding is not necessarily just about how you look and feel on all the different platforms, and that is really important. But branding also comes down to what it is that you say, how you come across, the kind of person that you are. And I think the biggest thing to remember with the know, like, and trust factor is that people do business with people. And it's about you consistently being the right person and the same person across all of your platforms and across all of your interactions with clients. So my business coach last week in our coaching session said that the way you build trust is through consistency in behavior, building touch points into your entire process. And I think that's a really valid way to think about building trust. If you think about any relationship that you have with any sort of business, it's normally kind of, you have your first couple of interactions with someone, you might see an advert first, then you may go onto their website and have a look at their website, and maybe you sign up for a trial, and during the trial they send you a bunch of emails giving you training on how to use their platform. Some of the bigger platforms will send you an email to get on a call and have a personalized introduction to the platform. And then and so you kind of get to know them, and then you might make a purchase because you've decided that you like them. But you really only get to the point of sort of trusting someone once either they've shown you that nothing ever goes wrong and you can absolutely rely on the platform, although that very seldom happens. But often the place that you get to trust someone is how they deal with an issue. So I had an example over the last week. We signed up to a new platform in place of Wave, and we've been having trouble trying to get onto this invoicing system. So we can get onto the rest of the platform, but we can't get onto the actual invoicing section. We couldn't figure out what was going on. And I've been backwards and forwards with support, sending them screenshots, getting very frustrated. Eventually today I posted in their Facebook group, and within 10 minutes, someone had said, can they hop on a call with me so that they can help me figure out the issue? And we hopped on a Zoom call, backwards and forwards, got it sorted out, and I will probably never move to anyone else because they went above and beyond. They've since then also updated on my post that they have pushed out a repair, which should make things work better. So hopefully that's all sorted now. But I will admit that I was getting to the point where I didn't really trust them, and I wasn't particularly liking them very much over the last couple of days. And just that call and that person going, wait, let me see if I can help you and let me find a way to fix this for you, has made the biggest difference. And I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to sort of building relationships with people, is really showing up, and showing up in your marketing, showing up in their email inboxes, showing up everywhere that you can, with a very similar look and feel and the same sort of words. We have a client who is a web developer, so she should, in all theories, in all, I can't even remember what the saying is, but for all intents and purposes, she should be showing up as very technical and those sorts of things. And yet she is so relaxed and is all about using the awesome, fantastic, and brilliant, and kick-ass. And so all of those words are on her website, they are on her social media posts, they are in her email autoresponders, they are in the emails that we send on her behalf to clients, because everything for her is about that sort of high vibe, high energy business, because that appeals to the clients that she works with, but it's also who she is. She is like that in real life. And so you want to make sure that the sort of person and the personality and all of that that is going out into the world is what you represent. So, I mean, a lot of people who know me know that I am loud, I'm bubbly, I talk a lot, I wear really bright colors, I'm a hugger, and they know that from me from real life, but you get very much a sense of that when you look at my website. It is bright colors, it is not run-of-the-mill, it's angles and circles and busy and a lot of words. I like a lot of words. And they know that I'm a mom, so there is mention of children in our blog posts, and there are mentions of all of those sort of aspects scattered all over the website. It's in our social media. We talk about it all the time. We don't hide the fact that we are work-at-home moms. It's in our business name. So we like color. We all drink coffee. I think there might be one person on the team that doesn't drink it all the time, but quite literally, I mean, one of the girls on our team is taking time out next week because she's going on a barista course. So, I mean, we know the people we are. We share that with everyone around us. And it's part of who we are, and it's part of that sort of consistency and showing up. And I think also sometimes what happens when it comes to businesses, and particularly when you're a small business, you think, oh no, I can't tell people about those sorts of things. That's unrelated. But I think those are the things that actually make you stand out, and those are the things that make you memorable. And you can ask almost anyone who's had interactions with me, they'll know that I drink coffee, I've got 2 kids, I'm always in bright colored clothes. If I'm in a black dress, I've got a brightly colored something else on. I don't generally wear a lot of makeup, although going by these Facebook Lives, it's just happened that it's been a day that I've had makeup on. Today is my normal day. And so that is my consistency. I show up as I am in my business, in my personal life. People see me exactly the same, and that is my norm. And so I think it's important to think about those sort of aspects when you are going into your VA business, and to take into account that sort of consistency from a branding perspective and a look and feel. It's colors, it's sharing the kind of content that appeals to you and that makes sense to you and that you can relate to, because you're going to relate to people in a similar way. And so you want the people that are seeing whatever you put out into the world to be the kind of people that are going to resonate with you. And so you want to make sure that there's a consistency. And like Daniela on my team said this week, you want to make sure that your every touch point in the journey that a client might take with you. And that's another quote that I really love. Every prospect takes a different journey to becoming a client. And that's sort of really important to think about as well, because there are so many different kinds of people out in the world, and there's so many different kinds of clients, and they all might come into your business from a very different angle. And you want to have consistency across all of that. So make sure that it's the same logo and the same colors, or same sort of color spectrum, and the same look and feel that's on your invoices, on your emails, on your email marketing, on your social media, on your website, in your personality. So like, if you looked at my website, you would not expect a quiet person who really likes to remain in the background and those sorts of things. It's just not who we are. It's certainly not who I am, and I am very much the face of the business and certainly the voice of the business. But we do have people on the team who prefer to remain in the background, but they also feel more comfortable in that vibe. They like the color, they like the fun, they like the fact that we talk a lot about who we are, that we're real, that we are all moms, and those sorts of things are really important. I think part of this sort of consistency is also thinking about things like your processes and your checklists and the way that you actually do certain things. And I think it's important to think about that also in the terms of the know, like, and trust. So if you think about someone getting to know you, and I mean, to give you an idea of how important I've always felt this know, like, and trust journey is for a client, it's so important for me. We named our packages the know, like, and trust packages for about 18 months. We've now moved away from that and are moving into a different sort of realm for pricing. But it's so important that clients get to know you and they get to know your systems, they get to know how you work. And I think one of the ways to do that is to actually spell out that information at the beginning of a relationship with a client. So when a client comes on board, actually let them know, look, here's the things that we do. This is where we use stuff. This is where we do stuff. So for example, we have a long letter that we send through, email that we send through to our clients, which details what we use for password management, what we use for communication, what we use for task management, that there's a chance that tasks will be duplicated if they use a different system, because we will put it into our system as well so that we can keep track of them. We let clients know exactly how to make requests. We let them know the details of who's going to be on their team and who does what in the team. And we try as far as possible to give as much information in a consistent format to clients when they come on board. We then do routine updates. So once a week, we update a client on the hours. We update them on what has been worked on, what's going to be worked on the following week. And again, those are templated emails and they go out on a weekly basis and they're updated and the client expects them. And so there is consistency in our communication with the client, in the client knowing what work is being done, how it's being done, where it's being done, who's doing it, all of that sort of information. And I think the same thing applies to the work that you do within your own business. You need to have that same sort of consistency. So it's things like setting up process checklists in your to-do list. So have I done everything I need to do to onboard a new client? Do they have all the correct logins? Do I have all the logins that I need? Has the client paid their invoice? Have we followed up on it? Do we know all of that information? Have we set up a new one password vault for them? Do they have a ClickUp folder set up for them? Have we set them up with a Google Drive, etc., and so on? So you want to have checklists and processes in place, and the more of that you can have in place for your business, the more likely it is that you are to succeed, and the more likely it is that you are to gain that knowledge and trust from your clients, because the clients are going to see you as someone who has everything put together. And even if you feel like the duck in the water where you're gliding along on top and your legs are doing this underneath, to the client, you're just going to look like the duck gliding along the top, because those systems that you can get set up in your business are going to produce the consistency that is going to look super professional. And so it's consistency in how you deal with people, consistency with how you get your work done, consistency in how you look on various social media platforms, consistency in the words that you use. Our words are things like empowerment, creative entrepreneurs, sphere of genius, work at home mom. Those are key words that we use all the time in our business. And they make a real difference in how we present ourselves to our clients. Our clients know those are the people that we deal with. And I think also it's consistency in your processes, in the actual work that you're doing, and following your own checklists and following the systems that you lay out and improving those systems all the time. I loved what someone said on a video I watched recently, which was a website is always a construction project. There's always something else coming soon. So there's no point in having the website as under construction page, because a website should always be under construction. You're always adding something or changing something or updating something. I think a business is exactly the same. It's always under construction. There's always processes changing, and there's always something that's changing, and it's almost always something that you're improving. And so it's important that you develop those systems so that as you improve and as you make changes, that there is that consistency in your business. And what I love about Danielle on our team is that is her core focus. She focuses on helping small businesses create their processes and systems so that you can sell your business. And it was a really interesting thing that came up on a workshop that I was on, is that a business isn't scalable or saleable without clear processes and systems. And that's quite interesting, because if everything is sitting in your head, how are you ever going to scale your business, and how are you ever going to sell your business if it comes to that? Because until you have those processes and those systems and that consistency in how you do what you do, actually out there in the world, in a place and in a place and a way for people to use that information, you can't scale or sell your business. And so I'm going to leave you with that for the moment. I'm going to quickly have a look and check if there are any comments on this live, and if there are any specific questions that I can answer. I'll just turn the volume off that so I'm not listening to myself. Just Adrian saying hello. Thanks, Eddie. So yeah, I think that's everything for this session. Feel free to post your comments in the comments on the group, or if you're watching this on YouTube, in the comments on YouTube, and we will be more than happy to respond to any specific questions. Next week's live is going to be all about finding your skills and your deliverables and how to package those together and put them out into the world. So tune in 3:30 next Wednesday for the next Facebook Live. That's Bianca from My Workspace.